What you doing?
Hi, Eddie. Today, well, yesterday I took up part of the rug in this room. This is the middle room upstairs. And what I did over here, from this doorway to about almost the middle of the room, I did a 5-foot wide strip. And what I did was I cut it into two pieces, two 2.5-foot wide strips, and I rolled them up and put them in bags. And this is all the carpet we have left. It's about, down at that end, it's about 7 feet, and down at the other end behind you, it's about 5 or 6 feet. It's about 6 feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move all this stuff out of the way today, and I'm going to start. Basically, I'm going to mark out 24 inches, 2 feet in, and I'm going to take this up in 3 2-foot wide strips.
Okay.
And so, anyway, that's what I'm doing today. And
Okay.
basically, what I'm doing now is I put on my knee pads, and I'm just moving these items out of the way. I'm just going to slide them over. And at some point, I'm going to have to take up the linoleum tile.
Yeah.
There's 2 layers of linoleum tile, and under that is an old wooden floor, a real kind of basic wooden floor that's probably going to need a lot of repair and rebuilding.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later. Anyway, here's part of the wooden floor over here, and this part is actually in pretty good shape. You know, it's got old bitumen oil or petroleum-based adhesive still on it, and these are the layers. Basically, here's the carpet, here's the padding, here's the tan gray linoleum tile, here's the green sheet linoleum, then there's the sort of
Black.
Yeah, this sort of dark brown black linoleum adhesive, and then there's the floorboards.
Yeah, cypress, which termites won't eat.
Yeah, these are cypress boards, and like I said, over here they're in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Now, up in the front room, we actually have a finish floor on top of the cypress boards, and those are cypress also.
Yeah.
So that floor has a subfloor and a finish floor.
Right.
Beyond that, here in the back half of the house, we just have the subfloor with all these sort of layers of flooring. Basically decorative flooring options layered on top of it. So So I'm in the process of removing these layers and stripping the floor down to its basic, and we're going to see, once we get the whole floor exposed, we're going to see what we have in store for us in regards to repair and rebuilding.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Eddie.
Now what are you doing?
Hi, Eddie. Thanks for coming back. Well, you and I got all the boxes and furniture off of the carpet that's still remaining here. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this out. Okay, it's about 6.5 feet.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure about 2 feet 3 inches. And I'm marking it with a Sharpie. Okay, so I'm going to do this a few times. Let's see, let's say 2 feet 3 inches, yeah. Here. 2 feet 3 inches.
Now, why are you going through all this trouble? Usually people just take the whole carpet up in one fell swoop out of an entire room.
That's true. That works if you have a lot of room to work. In other words, that method works if the entire house is empty, and if you have large doorways to move the carpeting through, and if you have a large truck waiting for you outside. But what I'm doing is I'm marking this off into strips. There. See, there's a line. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep marking this line, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this and I'm going to roll this up in a strip, and then I'm going to put it in a bag. Okay.
Is that the reason why you're cutting into strips, to put in a bag?
Yes, I'm cutting it into small, manageable pieces that'll fit into a bag. Basically. So this is all about this method is all about mobility and working within small spaces and doing things a little at a time, doing things gradually instead of doing things all at once with a big crew, with a big truck, with big openings and without any furniture. That's another method. This is another method. This is an alternate method. Okay, and so basically and see, this gives me a nice guideline to cut. You know, you said, why am I going to all this trouble? Okay, and yet within 30 seconds,
well,
you know, I've done this, and it's not...
Well, the viewer will think it's a lot of trouble.
Well, here's the thing, you know, I think to a large extent, here in the United States, that, you know, broadcast media trains us and brainwashes us to believe that any extra little step toward anything or any alternate method of doing things is a lot of trouble when it's not. See, like I said, you know, half a minute has passed and I have the line drawn. And then, you know, in another half minute, I'll have the second line drawn, and then this will be divided into 3 manageable strips. You know, that's... But, you know... Everybody else, I don't know, I don't want to get into it.
Yeah, they also
because now I'm getting very defensive.
Yeah, well, they also want quick, easy, cheap, and correct solutions that are also high quality. And that's why I no longer work what I used to be working, because I was too slow. And
well, yeah,
I was depressed from my experience in Florida.
Okay.
Well,
25. Okay.
Anything else, or is that it?
No, that's it. You can, when you come back later, you can do a short video of this area without the carpeting, and I'll show you the bags I put it in. Okay. But other than that, thank you, Eddie. That's very nice.
Hi.
Hi. That thing's on?
Yeah.
It is. It's rolling. Yeah.
Hi.
What I'm doing now is I'm cutting the first strip. You can see I already started. I got a sharp knife, a sharp utility knife, and basically I'm cutting along the line that I drew out. And it helps to have a sharp knife. When you do this, it dulls the blades pretty quickly, so you do have to change the blades fairly often. But here's the trick to it is, here's the line that I want to cut.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the end I can go in. See, it's a little easier to cut from the back.
Yeah.
Then once you cut from the back and you get started, then you can just keep going. Let's see, I'm getting a little crooked. There we go. Yeah. See, I've already cut. I just changed the blade and I cut a line that's almost about 10 feet, and the blade's already getting a little dull. But
as an accountant, huh?
Yeah, but it's doing the job. Okay. And
rip.
And there we are. Okay.
So now you can roll it up.
So there's the first. This is the first section, and yes, I can just take it and roll it up. And there's rubber padding underneath, and I'll do the same with the rubber padding.
Oh, okay.
Cutting the rubber padding goes a lot quicker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, and so what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to roll this up
tight
into a nice tight roll, and then I'm going to put it in there. What I do, is I insert it into the bag.
Oh, vertically.
Yes, vertically. And I open this up, and then what I do is I start to unroll it, and then so I'm going to raise the bag.
Then if you're lucky, it won't tip over.
Yeah. Well, even if it tips over, you can just straighten it out. Okay. Okay. And so then what you do, once you get it in the bag, you unroll it. And basically this is how you fill up the bag.
Yeah.
And as you see, there's plenty of bag.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to keep doing this, with the other strips of carpet, and then I'll fill up that bag.
Okay.
Okay, so that's how it works. Thanks, Eddie.
Okay.